Hi guys, so I'm here today with my January reading wrap up. I had a really good reading month in January. I read 9 books, all of which were on my Kindle. The first book that I read was Aced by Kay Romberg. This is the final book, as far as I know, in the Driven series, which is a contemporary romance series. I went back and forth with the series. Some books I liked more than others, but this was set a few years after the last book, and Colton and Riley are married and they're expecting, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's thrown up trying to kind of destroy them, but it was a quick read and I gave it 4 out of 5. The next book that I read was Gabriels Promised by Sylvain Reynard. This is the 4th book in the Gabriel's Inferno series. I read the first 3 books towards the end of last year and really enjoyed them. They are sort of a romance series set all around Dante's Inferno and religion and philosophy, and I really enjoyed them. The 4th book I did really enjoy and I gave it 4.5 out of 5. But I don't know that it was my favourite book in the series, but I did still enjoy it. The next book that I read was Outmatched by Kristen Callahan and Samantha Young. Samantha Young is an author that I really like, as you guys probably already know, but this one was co-written. I don't think I've read any books by Kristen Callahan, but basically it's a really cute contemporary romance between sort of quite a posh girl, like she's grown up with money, and a guy that was a pro boxer, but he's kind of fallen on hard times, and they end up pretending to be a couple, and then actually fall for each other. It's kind of a cliche, but it was super cute. Really cute romance. I really enjoyed it and would really recommend that one. The next book that I read was a historical romance, and that was My Darling Duke by Stacey Reid. This book was okay. It wasn't my favourite book of the month. It's kind of a Beauty and the Beast historical retelling, and I read one sort of towards the end of last year called The Beast of Beswick that I ended up really enjoying. So when this one sort of popped up on my feed, I was like, oh, I'll read this one. It was okay, but it was not my favourite. Basically, this kind of wallflower has decided that she's going to take action because her family is quite poor, and she wants to see her sisters happy and married, so she pretends that she's engaged to this reclusive duke that doesn't see anybody, because she thinks that he won't say anything because he doesn't, see or speak to anyone. He hides himself away in Scotland, so she can just pretend to be engaged to him, and then offers will come in for her sisters. That's her plan, but her plan backfires because the Duke actually does come to investigate. It was okay. I feel like there was a good premise there, but the execution just wasn't my favourite. It was still okay. I'd probably give it around 3 out of 5. But there is just other historical books that I have enjoyed more. And then the next 3 books that I read were all rereads. They were the Macabre trilogy by Maya Banks. So that's In Bed with a Highlander, Never Love a Highlander, and Seduction of a Highland Lass. I absolutely love this series. I first read it in December 2018. Absolutely love it. They became instant favourites. So I decided to reread the whole series, and I love it just as much the second time round as I did the first time round. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely, all of them 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read was Dream With Me by Kristen Proby. This is the latest book in her With Me in Seattle series, and I love it. I love these books. They're so cute and fluffy. They're just really quick reads. I think I read it in like I think I read it in about a day. I absolutely loved it. It's about a guy who is a glass artist and a woman that is sort of a cake decorator, and they meet, and it's kind of insta-lovey. I wish there was a bit more build up, but I still really enjoyed it, and I read it in like a day. So I definitely recommend that series, but I do recommend, even though each book is its own standalone story, I do recommend reading from the beginning just so you know who everyone is, because it is quite a large series about a lot of people, and a lot of people are mentioned. So the last book that I read in January was The Broken One by Ruth Cardello. And I read this one purely because it popped up on like my recommended on Amazon, and I think it was on offer for like £1. I read it and it was okay, but I didn't love it. It's about a young mother whose daughter loses her stuffed wolf, and she's absolutely devastated. So she puts out like posters and stuff trying to find this wolf. And the guy that finds it is kind of broken. He's really rich, really successful, but he lost his family in a car crash. His pregnant wife died, and he's not been the same since. But he goes to return the bear, the stuffed wolf, and the story kind of goes from there. But to me, it was a cute idea, but I just didn't really love the characters, and I didn't believe the ensuing romance from it. But it was cute. I would possibly consider picking up another book by this author just to see what they're like. But yeah, so that's everything that I read in January, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading.